Japanese would like clean stuff that other people messed up or like dirtied, whereas the mentality of Kaigai is like, oh, I didn't touch that place, I didn't do anything, so it's not my job to clean that.
Yeah.
電車が静か&きれい
Yes. Yes.
That is incredible.
間違えた時に話題を変えてくれる。これわかんない。どういうこと？
優しい
やばい。
今日は外国人が驚く日本人の空気を読む能力について話してみるよ。
Let's find out!
こんにちは、全人類と友達になる男の手紙スタジオ、そして
アロンです。
花です。
ポールです。
バルンです。今日のテーマは外国人が驚く日本人の空気を読む能力について。
Just tell us how. Please point it out. We don't know. We're like children. Like imagine a tiny little baby. Okay, you just say, "Ah, これはダメよ." We wanna be treated like that too. Please, 子供扱い please.
特にバイロンは大変だと思いますけど、
Yes. So please.
まあみんなと話してたら、これ自分の国では絶対起こらないだろう。なんでこんなことができるの？なぜなら日本人空気読んでるからだねみたいなことが結構今まであったということなんで、まあ今日ねどんな話があったのかっていうのをみんなに聞いていきたいと思います。で、あとはその物事が起こった時の海外ではじゃあ同じシチュエーションでどういう風になるのかっていうのと、でなんでそうしないのかっていう考え方の違いについても勉強していけたらなと思ってます。本日この動画は動画を見たりいいねをしたりチェックインすることでポイ活ができる TikTok ライトさんからの案件となっております。また動画の終盤にサービスの概要を伝えさせていただきますので、楽しみに最後までご視聴をよろしくお願いします。
Please.
それでは行ってみましょう。1個目、作業をしている人を手伝う。
I see.
当たり前じゃないの。
Are you kidding me? Forget it.
Yeah, what the heck? Are you gonna pay me money?
お金払ってるでしょ。
で例えばどういう時にこれ感じる？
例えば、日本でパーティーしました。パーティーが終わりかけている。どうなりますか？いや、みんなで片付けましょうってなるでしょ。あるいは誰かが片付けし始めたら、その周りの人も、なんか手伝うことはあるか、何も言わずに、もう手伝い始めてる感じがあるのが日本の常識でしょ。
はい。
海外では、when you have a party in, say, in Romania or other countries, you didn't do that much of a mess yourself, so like, I don't need to clean because I didn't do much. And in Japanese would like clean stuff that other people messed up or like dirtied, whereas the mentality of Kaigai is like, oh, I didn't touch that place, I didn't do anything, so it's not my job to clean that.
Yeah.
For example, like there are very specific circumstances that I would help clean up. One, if the person is my really, really good friend and I know that he has to take care of cleaning up after the party, then I will help him. Two, if I don't know them, I'm going home.
Yeah.
If I don't know the person, I'm not going to help out. Unless like I'm a really, really kind soul, then I will stay behind and clean a little bit. But I got somewhere to be at 10 o'clock p.m. I got Netflix to watch. I'm going to go home.
This is Kaigai style. You're finishing a party.
Yeah.
もう一つですね、部屋を退去するときにクリーニング代払ってるんじゃないですか。じゃあなぜきれいにしないといけない？
いや、ほんまや。
家引っ越す前に家の中をめっちゃ掃除してではいって渡すけど、プラスクリーニング代を取られるのは理解できないと。
そうです。
なるほどね。
Yeah, you're making them out of a job. Now they don't have a job to do because you're cleaning for them. What are they going to do? They're just going to look at the room, it's clean, and then they're going to sit around and do nothing.
そうね。別に掃除してもいいんだけど、じゃあ払わなくていいんかなと思ってる。
ちょっと話それてきたから戻るんですけどまず作業してる人を手伝うっていう意味ではさっきパーティーの話あったじゃん。で例えば仕事で5時になって、そろそろ帰ろうかなと思ったら隣の人がやばい、全然終わんないってやってたら普通の感覚としてなんか手伝おうかでこの人が今日3時間残業しないといけないんだったら半分もらったら1時間半ずつでいけるじゃんっていう 考えがあったりするんだけど、
Okay,
そういうのは
No,
No, we do.
The thing is, at the workplace, everyone's in competition with each other
Yeah.
as coworkers.
Uh-huh.
You're fighting each other.
Correct.
It's under the guise of being a team, but you secretly want to step on everyone else to get the promotion.
Yes.
Right? And there's like something called at-will employment where you can be fired at a moment's notice,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if they have to stay late, that's your problem, buddy. I'm leaving now.
Exactly. Yeah. The best I can do for you is put 2 pom poms on, and go like, "You can do it. You can do it," and then I'll go home.
Yeah, yeah.
After 5 minutes of cheering you on.
Yeah, at
That's
most,
it.
at most.
At most.
多分日本人は自分っていうのにフォーカスしてるんじゃなくて、チームとか会社にフォーカスしてて、チームでその人がすごいしんどい時は自分がちょっとその分の仕事を肩代わりしたら、こうチームとしてはストレスが少し少なくて済むかなみたいな感覚があるのよ。
Yeah.
そう。それと自分が困った時に助けてもらえる。だから助け合いの精神みたいなのがめちゃくちゃある日本人。そういうのないの？
It's just like, if I'm part of a team, then you need to tell me that I'm part of the team, but nobody thinks like that with their common sense. It's everybody thinks about, every man for himself, right? Like if there's a fire, every man one for himself, like run out the building, right? No one's gonna go like, oh, help the women and children. Well, I guess for if a shipwreck is happening, then you'll go help the women and children. But for most part, if there's like a disaster happening or any kind of things that people need help, you need to save yourself and your family first, not everybody else that is there, because they don't matter.
そういう助け合いの精神があるのはポジティブに思うのか、まああんまりかな。
Like, here's the thing. I'm very conflicted when I see it, right? Because one, I'm very jealous that everybody just has that kankaku to clean after themselves. And number two, I just know that if I was going to bring that back to the States, it would just never work. It would never work. It would
You'll
just
be
never
taken for
work.
granted. You'll be taken for granted.
Yes, I'll be taking for granted. I'm doing my part. Is anybody else going to do their part?
People think, oh, Byron's gonna do it for me.
Yeah.
Yes. They'll take advantage of me. I'm going to be taken advantage of.
お蕎麦屋さんがあって一人でやってるからおしぼりが1個置いてあってで、自分が食べた後にそのお盆も返すしおしぼりでちょっと拭いといてねみたいな、あるんだけどそれアメリカでやろうとしてもいや俺の仕事じゃねえしって誰もやらない、でもあれがあることによってそのお蕎麦屋さんは一人の店員さんだけで活動できるっていうか、でそしたら店員さんも助かるしみんなもちょっとやるだけで自分もお金が安くなるっていうなんかその助け合いの精神みたいなのがあるけどそれアメリカでやろうと思っても同じようにこうぐるぐる回らないから、
Right. I mean, here's another example. I went back to the States, right? There was a really, really long line to get on the plane, right? And if you go on a Japanese plane, you put the luggage. Where do you put your luggage? Where do you put your luggage usually? Okay, but where specifically?
自分の上
Yeah,
自分の
at your
席の上
seat.
Yeah.
At your seat, right? In America, whatever is open, you'll put it there first. Like if you're at the beginning of the plane, that means my luggage is closer to the entrance of where I need to leave. Therefore, I'll put it in an open slot, right? So everybody does that. When I was going back to the States, people were in Japan and everybody's going back to this. They were doing that, right? I was there and then I was like, we need to put our luggage in the top area. And then, above our seat, right? No, not above our seat. We need to put it in any open area, right? No, that's rude. And then I get to my seat, and lo and behold, there's somebody already putting luggage on top of my seat, right? And then those people, they're not even sitting there. They're sitting at the back of the plane. Why did they put it there? It's open. So that proves every person for themselves, right?
Yeah.
You can't trust anybody to clean up after themselves. You have to take care of yourself first before everyone else. So the only team that exists is a 3-man team. Me, myself, and I.
I mean,
バイロンっぽい
That's the only team that exists.
だからなんかワールドカップの時とかのゴミ片付けてるやつも自分の仕事じゃないのにみたいになってた、でもあれ見てさ海外はポジティブな感想なの何アホなことやってんのってなるのそれともすっごってなるの
It's cool.
Yeah,
It's
it's
cool.
definitely sugoi, yeah.
It's sugoi. It's sugoi. It's like that could never work in my country, but good job, good on you, Japan. Good for you.
だからやっぱり自分の仕事以外のこともしてあげる人っていうのはすごくポジティブなんだけど、それやっても帰ってこなくてすごくしんどいからそれはまあ難しいよねみたいな感じだよね、はあ、作業してる人を手伝うでした。はい、次。電車が静か&綺麗。
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I was on a train to Kyoto like the other day, and packed. Like it was like so gyu.
That's
それは
true.
本当です
It was incredible.
マジで
It was
It's
incredible.
really-
Yeah, yeah. And even when people like there was like obviously like couples and friends and stuff like that, groups of people, friends, right? And they'd be like whispering to each other.
マイク拾って
Oh. And they'd be whispering to each other like that. And like that just wouldn't like if with your friends, right? If like me and Byron on a train,
Yeah.
you'd be like, "Oh, buddy, what's up, man? How's it going?" Right? It'd be super loud and
Correct.
obnoxious. But like on a Japanese train, Japanese people are just very, it would be very meiwaku to
Yeah.
talk very loudly to
yeah.
other people. Everyone is dead silent, either reading a book or like on their phone or like listening to music or sleeping, right? And you're very quiet.
Yeah.
Incredible. It was like a simulation. It was crazy.
not only that, they also put, when it's crowded, they put their back in
The back in the front, yeah.
so that when they turn, they wouldn't hit anyone.
Yeah.
I've started to get angry at people who don't put it in the front.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've started to
I
get
get annoyed,
annoyed.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, it's crowded, and I don't want your backpack always bumping into me. Like, I'd rather put my chest on your back, not my chest on your backpack.
Yeah.
Okay, like put it in front of you, right? Because you can hold it here, and you're not going to take as much space as opposed to like a big camel hump right here, knocking into everybody like a freaking
Yeah.
doofus.
Japanified.
Japanified.
みんなの国は本当にそんなに喋ってるのいっぱい
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It's like a place to socialize.
They call their mom.
And there's also people who are trying to either make a show in the middle of the train, like the New York train,
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's very
Drives me nuts,
obnoxious.
yeah.
or like you have oshiuri. Like I don't know if you have that in your countries as well, but in Romania, you would have people trying to sell you stuff. Like they go from the back to the front of train, and they'll just scream at you like, "Oh, 3 packages of tissues, like 3 tissues for this much money, 3 tissues 100 yen, 3 tissues 100 yen,
Oh
who
my
wants?"
電車のちゃんとした職員さんじゃないの
じゃない。
No.
It's like,
Just a random
Just some
person.
yeah, it's just a random person.
Akano
Yeah.
Tani.
あ
Yeah.
すごいね
Yeah.
それ
Yeah, like when I was in university, taking the bus to like the bar area was like part of like the event. And so like you'd be on the bus and you'd be like really rowdy, you'd be like, "What's up, buddy?" You'd be like pre-drinking on the bus and like partying on the bus before you get to the bar. And that's like just a regular city bus.
Correct.
Right? That just didn't happen here.
Nope.
でもやっぱアジアのマレーシアは静かですよね、
静かでもないね。友達に一緒にいるなら、自分の成果に入るんじゃないですか。グループの。別に本当になんかルートしたくはないんだけど、周りの雰囲気は読めなかったことはよくあります。
I feel like in a lot of places it feels like everybody has like their own bubble.
Yeah.
And it just works as everybody having their own bubble, so you can talk as loud as you want, you can socialize as loud as you want. But then in Japan, the whole train feels like one bubble. You know, if there's one little needle pricked on the bubble, then everybody's just going to get mad, right?
もう電車の中全部領域だからやっぱり
海外では、自分のバブルに入ってて、電車に入っても自分のバブルの中に存在してる感じ。
なるほどね、
Yeah.
日本だったら、みんな外で自分のバブルあるけど、入ってたらみんな、なんか、すぐ気づく。
で綺麗っていうのもやっぱ感じるんだ
感じる。
感じる。
Absolutely.
なぜっていうと、みんな基本電車内食べないし、飲まないんじゃないですか。
まあそうねあんまりめっちゃ食べたりしないし、食べてもゴミは絶対出さないでしょ。え当たり前じゃないの、
海外は
Yeah, that's true. I feel embarrassed to show my slurping face or like show that I'm like sucking on an IN jelly or something like that. Like I always like if I have to really like scar something down, I hide towards the entrance like this.
日本ね。
Yeah, in Japan.
Like imagine like you have like a cup of coffee or something like that and like it's moving and you spill
spill it.
Oh!
Yeah.
And you just ignore it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we normally 海外 we ignore it, but in Japan they clean it up.
Yeah,
い
yeah.
やそうだしなんかこぼれなさそうなやつを選ぶまず
それもある。
Oh no, we don't think about that. We don't think that far.
電車が静か&綺麗でした次間違えた時に話題を変えてくれるこれわかんないどういうこと
優しい感じ。
Yeah, in Kaigai, people call you out for it if you did something awkward or cringe.
例えばどんな時にそれを感じるの
Alright, imagine we're all talking, and then I'm going on raving about this restaurant called Tori Kiboku. Tori Kiboku めっちゃ美味しい.
いい
ああ、いいよね。
鳥貴族美味しい。
居酒屋よね、そうね、今度みんなで行こうね。なんか、すごい天気いいね。
そうですね、今日天気悪いね。
まあ、例えば、鳥貴族って名前をこう間違えてた時に、日本だったら、わざわざ、今の間違えてますよってよりは、なんかこう、話を変えたりとか、あんま突っ込まないってこと。海外で同じこと言ったらどうなる？
Don't you mean Tori Kizoku?
Dumb,
Pretty
yeah.
Joe.
They either laugh in your face or like make a point to correct you to make yourself seem
ちょっ
like.
と間違えてみて。
Hey, let's go. Hey, guys, you want to go to Tori Kiboku?
Don't you mean Torkizoki, you idiot?
Here we go.
At point.
And point it out. Yeah. Oh yeah, Tori Kizoku, my bad. And then you just move on with your life like a regular person. And so you're like, yeah, what's going on? You don't do that.
なるほどね。だからちょっと海外だったらからかわれてプラス直されるみたいな。
Yes. Yes.
Or like it's a lot of times it's like if you're talking about like facts and so like oh like this happened this time or like in this country they do this kind of thing. If you're wrong about a particular fact, someone will be like actually it's
Oh
this.
no, you are wrong.
Yeah. The well, comma actually type people. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Well, actually, Japanese people do that.
Yeah, the
because-
well actually type people drive me nuts.
Yeah, I don't like those people.
Yeah.
I'd rather you make fun of me than well actually me.
Yeah, the well actually people just
Yeah.
So for example, for like a non-native English speaking people, they just speak in English and with a bad grammar or something. Some of the what do you call that grammar
police.
Yeah,
Grammar
grammar
police.
police. We're going to try. No, that's incorrect. Then we just correct. The
Yeah.
person saying it.
Yeah, it's like, so, oh hey Aaron, how you been? I've been good. I've been well. I've been well,
Shut up.
actually.
だから日本だったらさ、間違えても空気読んで、あ、こういうことが言いたかったんだろうなっていうのをゲスして、その人なんか間違えたらちょっと恥ずかしくなるかもしれないじゃん。そうだからめちゃくちゃなんかその重大な感じの間違いじゃない限りはそこで流すって感じ。
I mean, I have a different opinion. What if that person is just wrong all their life? You know, you could be taking care of them by pointing out what they're doing wrong so that they won't do it again.
Yeah.
But if they just go on and like thinking like the apple is a pear, then you know, then that's like my bad, right?
Right.
Like, that's
It's
not
like-
a pear.
多分日本の方が恥ずかしいっていう気持ちを海外と比べて強く感じ取っているからそういう流しのところがあるんじゃないかなと思う。
物事間違えた時に
そう
別に海外は間違えることはそんな恥ずかしくない。
そう。
Yeah.
Whereas in Japan, when a Japanese person like they get something wrong, they feel very ashamed of it. It's like 間違えた。
Yeah, it's like a bear.
Yeah, as Byron was saying, like my bad. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any kind of like it's embarrassing, of course, like to get something wrong, but then you know, for kaizen no tameni,
Yeah.
you're just wrong. You move on. That's it.
でもさ、からかうのはやらなくてよくないじゃん。
But you know, it's funny.
だからやらない。
からかってるけど嫌味を持ってからかってるわけではないからでもそういう皮肉の使い方は日本語にはあんまないから
そうね、いや、個人的にはちょうど真ん中がいいなって思うよね。それをバイロンが言うように直さなかったら気づかないよ。
そうです。
確かに
そう、それもあるし、
傷つかないように直した方がみんな幸せって感じ。
そうって思うからなんか中間ないかなと思って失敗が許される感じの方がいいよね。間違えた時に話題を変えてくれるでした。次、列に並ぶ。
Yes.
Oh, like
Yes.
everywhere. Jeez.
電車を待つ時にさ、
Oh, that's yeah.
列にバーって並ぶじゃん。
Yeah.
で、並んでた方がそのまま入れるよね。
そうですね。
一列に。そっちの方が効率的ですよね。
はい。
そっちの方がいいと思う？
と思い
思う
ます。
Yes.
海外はどんな感じなの？
Well, that's the thing. If you have like the responsibility to just, you know, line up because you are a good person, only you are going to think that way.
Yeah.
Only you are going to do that. Therefore, you must adapt to how everybody else is thinking, right? So whoever is in the front of the train, push until you are at the front. And then if you get your first step in, congratulations, you have won.
ここに電車がこう到着します。
Okay.
ここがピシッて開きます。で、日本やったらここにテテテテテテって待ってるじゃん。海外だったらどうなってる？
こう待ってる。
Like, imagine like my fist and 2 fists, and this is a group of 20 people, this is a group of 20 people, and push all the way in, like, and you get everybody in.
列になってないってこと
No.
It's kind of like this, like.
Right. I mean, this is kind of like a Kirei example, but you know, like an hourglass? You know, an hourglass with sand,
oh, yeah.
right? Like, so all the sand builds up, and then like these tiny trickles like go to the bottom. Imagine that, like this. That's how people are getting into the train. Like, big group, and then just tiny little funnel in there.
それはでも並ぶ方がやっぱねいいよね
It's nice. Yeah, I'm jealous. It just won't exist, but you know, I'm glad that I can do it in Japan because everybody understands. You know, everybody agrees to follow the rules. That everybody knows the rules inside of their head. There's a cookie to yomu, and I'm happy about that.
ということで列に並ぶでした次レストランで外に人が待ってたら出る
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
何噛み締めとんの
I'm speaking from personal experience. This just happened to me. I was with a friend, just having to go a really nice ramen place. I mean, maybe like a 5-6 seater, right? Talking to my friend just casually, right? How's your golden week? My golden week's great. Oh yeah, it's going well. And then while we're just having a good jolly old conversation, both of our ramen bowls are finished, mind you. And I get a little nudge from the Oji-san next to me. 他のお客さんが待ってるよ And I was like, oh, I guess I'll just, sorry, I guess I'll just F off then and leave, right?
隣のおじさんもまあちょっとすごいなとは思うけど、
Yeah.
まあでも確かにその自分がある程度のそのやりたいことが終わりましたって時に外で待ってる人がいたらその人に譲ってあげようみたいな感覚はだいぶある気がするけど、海外はどうなの？
香港の場合はね、見なくていいんですよ。店員さんが教えてくれる。お箸をテーブルに置いたら片付けてる。
So it's like, please leave now.
Yeah.
それはヒント。
That makes sense.
香
それは助かる。
港とかはでもちょっと強そうやね。
助かる。
そう食べ終わったらもういいねってなんかやりそうなイメージちょっとあるかもしれない。そうね。普通はどんな感じなの？食べ終わってちょっとまだ友達と喋りたいなラーメン屋さんだけどって思ったら普通に喋ってる。
Yeah, we just talk. I mean,
That's
like
like part of the experience, right? You eat food and you sit there for like an hour.
correct. You know
Friends.
how like in Japan there's a very like okay you'll eat within the time frame of 30 minutes or like even like 20 minutes or something like that. If you sit down at a restaurant in Kaigai or in the West, it's pretty much an hour minimum commitment.
Yeah.
Right? You sit there, you talk, you know, make friends with like the waiter or something like that, and then there's this relationship build up so that you can tip them more at the end, right? So then there's that culture there as opposed to going inside of a ramen restaurant, eating really quickly and then leaving, right? I mean, there are ramen restaurants that exist inside of the West, but it's pretty much the same thing, right? I mean, you won't make friends with the waiter, but you still have to tip, and then you still have to just like I don't know, order appetizers, some gyoza, I guess, from a ramen yasan, right? But it's not really like quick and fast to eat ramen inside of the States.
なんか日本人の感覚はちゃんとしたこういうレストランはそこの場に長くいてもいいっていう時間も買ってるっていう感覚がすごいあるけどラーメン屋さんって安いじゃんだからなんかその金額は入ってないと思う例えばラーメン屋さんで1時間とかは迷惑だなって思っちゃうからすぐ出るみたいな感じなんだけどそういう考えっていうか感覚は多分ない
No, I don't think
Here's my train of thought, you know, like I haven't seen the person I had ramen with, I haven't seen that guy for like 2.5 years, right? It's been 2.5 years since we've hung out, right? So there's probably a lot to catch up on, probably a lot to like talk about, right? And you just got lost in the sauce and just like catching up with your broski, right?
Your broski.
Yeah. And so you talk, even though that your ramen's finished, you don't realize that.
Yeah.
But then, you know, if someone says, hey, we should get out of here because other people are waiting, then I get really surprised. It's like, oh, sorry. I didn't know that other people's time was more important than mine.
はいということで今日は外国人が驚く日本人の空気を読む能力について話してみました
どうだった？
どうだった？
絶対した方がいいでしょって思うことといやこれは海外に寄せてもいいのかなって思うことがまあどっちもあったかなと思ってて、列に並ぶとかレストラン待ってたら出るとかは絶対やってあげた方がいい、いいよねでも人の間違いを直さないとかっていうのはちょっと考えすぎなところもあるのよやっぱ日本人的には、いやそこまで気にしなくても大丈夫なんじゃないみたいなでもあの人傷つくかもしれないしっていうので考えすぎて逆に分かり合えずにすれ違いすぎるみたいなのが時々発生するから、まあ、そういう意味ではちゃんとこうキャッチボールでも速すぎない球で みたいな中間地点見つけられたらいいんじゃないかなと
え
思いました。そういえば最近僕たち頑張ってショート動画更新してるでしょ。
してる。
それに関連して本日提供いただいた驚きのサービス TikTok ライトさんについて説明させていただきます。
TikTok Lite? I've never heard of that before.
TikTok ライトは動画視聴やいいねやタスクをクリアするだけでポイントがもらえて、実際にコーヒー分のポイントも貯められるのよ。
Can you tell me more?
ちょっとね早口に説明するけど、使い方は簡単。5つのステップだけしてもらえばよくて、1、まずは概要欄のリンクで TikTok ライトをダウンロード。2、アプリをインストール起動して左上に表示されているアイコンをタップし、新規アカウント限定報酬をゲットしてください。3、アカウント登録が必要となるので、このタイミングでアカウント登録をお願いします。でちなみにすでにアカウント持ってる人は自動的に TikTok ライトでも連動されるようになってるんで、ご安心ください。
便利やな。
4、あとは簡単。動画を見ながら好きな動画にいいねしたり、 TikTok ライトのアプリで開いて毎日チェックインしてポイントを貯めながら楽しむだけ。5、特にまだ TikTok ライトを使ったことない友達を紹介するとポイント報酬ね大きいらしい。ぜひ招待してみてください。
ポイントがどれぐらい貯まるかはどうやってわかる？
使い方はすごい簡単で、アカウント登録した後は左上のアイコンをチェックしてみて、でそこに随時ポイントがアップデートされるんだって。下の真ん中のアイコンをタップするとポイントの交換やポイントをさらに獲得できるタスクの確認ができるようになってるよね。しかもそのポイントを電子マネーとか QR コード決済用のポイントに変換できたりもするのよ。
So just by watching, I can get points to go towards my daily coffees then.
いや、そうなのよ。実際僕も使ってて、こうタスクをクリアするっていうのが癖になっちゃうんだよね。概要欄にリンク貼ってあるので、よければダウンロードして使ってみてください。さらに TikTok ライトの公式 X アカウントもいろんなお得なイベントが告知されるみたいなので、もっとねお得に楽しみたい方はこちらも概要欄からぜひフォローしてみてください。本日の動画はね TikTok ライトさんから提供いただいております。 TikTok ライトさんありがとうございました。他に僕らに話してほしいトピックがあればコメント欄までよろしくお願いします。
Please? I don't know how to 読むのクッキー。
それでは次の動画でまたお会いしましょう。バイバイ。じゃあ
メル
登録
お願いします。